Okay, now I'm probably going to lose all of you now because I'm getting ready to go, I'm getting ready to talk about give my honest thoughts on Star Wars Tales of the Jedi. Plot synopsis: it showcases animated shorts that feature Jedi from the prequel era. That's the whole idea behind Tales of the Jedi Season 1. It's created by Dave Filoni. That's right. All you Filoni fans out there. It seems like everything that guy does is just so well done. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump in the episodes here. I did not know what to expect. You know, our boy Rick Myers he was a huge fan of this. He was raving about it on our action film autopsy video we did not too long ago. So I'm like, man, I have to check this out. But yeah, let me try to get to the episodes. Okay, here we go. All right. Let me make sure everything looks good on the screen there. There we go. All right. So the very first one is called Life and Death. It says a child goes through a rite of passage with unexpected results. All right, let me click on this. Unfortunately, I don't know why. There's really not a lot of photos here, really, unfortunately. But I'll click on this so we can talk a little bit over it here. So it's Dave Filoni. So you guys know we're gonna get some Ahsoka up in here. And so this one was okay. It's fine. I didn't think it was really needed. But you get a little bit of Ahsoka backstory here. She's just a newborn right here, and her mother takes her into the woods. It's kind of a rite of passage thing. And then there's a creature, a kind of an almost like saber-toothed tiger-like animal shows up, and the mom gets into a scrap with it. The saber-tooth-like tiger takes Ahsoka into kind of that's her prize, right? And I'm gonna have some Ahsoka burgers later, right? And of course, the Force. You know, once the tiger animal looks into Ahsoka's little baby ooga booga eyes. Oh, he's so cute. Oh, he's so cute, Ahsoka. Oh, da, da, da. He falls for Ahsoka, and Ahsoka uses the Jedi. The Jedi powers basically emerge slowly, and the whole village is ramping up. We got to go in there. We got to fight. We got to find Ahsoka. But as they're getting ready, rallying up the troops, the tiger comes back with a little baby Ahsoka on its back and being very friendly, and gives the baby back to the mama. It bows and then it leaves, and that's basically it. That's basically it. So yeah, that's fine. I was around this time, to be honest, I was kind of like, what is Rick Myers like raving about? Like, this is just, what is this? But I was like, well, I'm sure I trust the Rickster. You know, we agree to disagree sometimes, believe it or not. But I was like, okay, I'll be patient, like I always am, and let's keep on rocking and rolling here. So, but I thought it was kind of pointless, to believe it or not. And I'll tell you why a lot of these episodes are pointless, and I'll get to that. Justice. Now we're fucking talking, son. Now we are talking, okay? So this one is about two Jedi are dispatched to resolve a hostage situation on a distant planet. Now we are talking. We are introduced to young Dooku right here and a very young Qui-Gon. And it's very interesting because they're sent there to kind of rescue, I believe it's the governor's son or something like that. They're sent there to rescue the son of the governor. And what they find out is that the people there basically they're the ones that captured the son because they're tired of the tyranny of their so-called leader. They're just like, this guy's terrible. You know, we're starving. You know, there's no jobs. This is like horrible. Like we can't have this guy in ruling. You know, we have to We have to we have to take drastic measures now. And so it was very interesting. And Dooku was actually kind of impressed at their resolve. He was kind of like, "Wow, that's very interesting. I didn't think of it that way." But then we are introduced to the leader of we're going to call him the governor. Uh, this is them meeting, sitting down, talking to the people in the village right here in the bar right now. But here's the big finale sequence right here. So we have on this side the governor and his troops showing up, and the Jedi basically like, look, let us get your son. Let us look into this. Our investigation is not finished. And of course, the governor is like, I don't give a fuck who you are. Uh, y'all need to get my son, or you're in my way. So then we have this action sequence where the village is shooting back at the governor's troops. The troops are shooting back at them. And the Jedi are blocking the lasers and stuff like that, doing their thing. And then we have this awesome sequence where Dooku basically kind of bitch slaps the Force style Qui-Gon against the barn, and then he does the choke on the on the governor, kind of taking matters into his own hands. And even Qui-Gon's like, Master, like, what are you doing? And it's just Qui-Gon ends up running back into the barn, and he frees the son, and he's like, you need to go out there and save your dad. And he's like, and even the son's like, what are you talking about? Save my dad? Because Dooku is like, oh, it's growing right here. And me and Lady Fat Blood were absolutely loving. Oh my God, we love this episode. The music is great too. The soundtrack throughout the Dooku episodes are really good. I mean, this is great stuff. And of course, he calms down, and they do what they need to do. They take care of the situation, and then that's the end of that episode. But that was fucking great. That was really good. Next up we have here is Choices. This is episode 3. It says Jedi Knights investigate the mysterious death of one of their own. Another absolutely fantastic episode here. We have a little bit older Dooku here, just a little bit, teaming up with our boy Mace Windu, about to lightsaber some motherfuckers. And again, it's a little similar. It's a little similar twist, where they go to help this was he a magistrate? I'm trying to remember who he was, but you find out that he's up to no good, and basically they turned on the Jedi who was with them, and ended up killing that Jedi, and they tried to cover it up. But this had some really good action here, some very solid action sequences right here. I don't think there's any other photos. I think that's it. But they find out basically that the guy they were sent there to protect is corrupt. And we have this really interesting sequence with one of the guys who plotted to kind of overthrow the magistrate. And they have this dialogue. This is a great scene where Dooku, the guys basically, they're holding him in the holding cell, and Dooku's on the other side, and they have this dialogue back and forth. It's really good because Dooku's kind of like, the more he talks to him, the more he kind of sees his side of it. And even the guy he was talking to, the guy who plotted all of this, to overthrow the asshole, he's surprised that Dooku like agreeing with him. You know what I mean? And so you start to see things being developed here, where Dooku's kind of like, people kind of going beyond the call of duty here to fight for what they believe in. It doesn't really seem that far-fetched of an idea. Like, maybe we should start doing that as well. And he has this dialogue with Mace too. They go back and forth. Basically, he's like, hey Mace, should we blindly follow the government? Should we blindly follow them? And then Mace is like, we always follow the Jedi Council. The Jedi Council always tells us what to do. They know what they're doing. And it's interesting that Dooku's already questioning And there's no really there's really no early traces of like him becoming a Sith. He's literally like he's legitimately thinking. That's why this is so interesting in terms of writing. He's legitimately thinking like maybe we should kind of speed things forward here to get shit done. So it's very, very good, man. It was very, very great. Another like just knocked it out of the park right here. All right, let's go to the next one. I know you guys are thinking, well, he's talking so highly about the show now. What happens? You'll find out. It's not as bad as you think, but you'll find out. Well, actually, it might be for some of you. Now, the next, the Sith Lord. We have episode 4 here. A Jedi Master makes a troubling discovery. And I know you guys might be thinking, why is Yoda wearing a wig? Well, it's not Yoda, it's Yaddle. It's Yaddle, played by, or Yaddle, played by Bryce Dallas Howard. And it's cool. Liam Neeson did come back, as well as Ian McDermott came back to voice their characters. That's always awesome. But this one is the best Dooku episode because now we fast forward in time a little bit, and at this point, Darth Maul's already out. Qui-Gon's dead. There was this really interesting sequence dialogue between both of them right here, where she's like, "Why aren't you at the funeral?" And he's just kind of like, "He's with the Force." I'll always be with him in a way. He's with the Force. There's no reason for me to be there. Plus, I have more important things to do. And of course, she didn't really understand that. But just really, just showing Dooku just being he's so layered as a character here. That right around this time, I stopped and turned to Lady Fat Blood, and I was like, I want a Dooku series. I want a fucking Dooku series right now. You know what I'm saying? Like I was just like, this is so good. He was contemplating here. This was like he said that this was Qui-Gon's favorite spot to just stare and be in awe of an actual real tree right here because he did not grow up around those things, and that's kind of how he's paying his respects to Qui-Gon without going to the funeral. But we fast forward a little bit. He meets up with the Emperor, who's not the Emperor yet. And I love the Emperor. Every time he sees Dooku throwing down with Yaddle, you see him crack a smile, like he's enjoying it. He's kind of getting off on it. This is another great episode. She follows Dooku. She feels like something's not right, and she overhears what Dooku is discussing with Palpatine. And she's like, "Oh, we got to stop this. We have to stop this." And then Dooku has to make that hard choice. And it's very interesting because you could tell he actually kind of cares for Yano. Like he didn't really want to fuck her up, but he's put in this position now. He has to, because now she knows the plan and she's going to go tell people. And she even tries to escape. But we have a nice little fun fight, great music score. You got, Palpatine in the back, doing his doing his doing his thing in the back there. And I love how he closes this gigantic, it's like this huge like wheel of a door that raises up, and he kind of uses the force to slam it down on Yaddle. And I love how Yaddle gets up. She's like, "No, I'm not done," but she kind of is, and then she rolls forward, and then Dooku makes it personal and walks up close to her. And he's got no choice. He's got to do it for the Republic. And he takes the final strike. Boom, dead. I was like, this is fucking amazing. This is amazing. Like, this is so good. Like, we are on board here, man. This is so fucking good. I want a Dooku series. Like, this is so good, man. And it's and what's crazy about, I see what Rick Myers was talking about, how he's saying how Filoni's trying to fill in the gaps and salvage what a lot of this movies did wrong. And it's kind of true, because with these 3 episodes, you've learned more about Dooku, his past, what he thinks, what makes him tick, than he's just bad guy. In the prequel, in episode 2 and episode 3, he's bad guy with red rapier looking sword, which is kind of cool looking. I mean, played by the amazing Christopher Lee, but he's just bad guy. That's it. This you could see it develop where he's legitimately, not necessarily right away, joining the dark side. Not right away, but he legitimately believes what he is doing is for the betterment of mankind. It's for the Republic. And we never got that with the movies. He's just bad guy. And I really, really, really love that. Just fantastic stuff. Now, where this little season loses me, let me go down here. Let me go back to the episodes. Hold on. Get some water. Come on. Here we go. Here's where I start to lose interest. So episode 5. So it's like, do we need this? Okay, here we go. This is where I'm probably going to get some flack. I'm tired of early prequel Clone Wars Ahsoka. I'm tired of it. I'm over it. I know Ahsoka's his girl. If Filoni's on the project, Ahsoka's going to come in. Okay, I get that. I don't have any issues with that. But for someone who's seen the entire Clone Wars animated series, all of it, we already know. We already seen her in training sequences. We've seen her character start off as a ridiculously annoying and having this huge ego, and then she had to go through some shit over time, which matured her character, and now she's the badass that we know and enjoy watching. But I'm like, why are we wasting time? Like, I get it. I get the point. I get the purpose of this season because we're in prequel territory. I get it, but I'm so done. I'm so done with early Clone Wars annoying Ahsoka. I'm done. Like let's move on here. But anyway, this whole episode is just her training. That's it. And I'm sure a lot of you guys enjoyed that. But I'm sitting here like, and like, we've seen her train. We've seen this. We've seen her and Anakin go back and forth. We've already seen all of this. And of course, she overcomes her training and she becomes badass and all that. But I feel like with those first 3 Dooku episodes, we could have kept going. We really could have kept going with something we haven't seen before. This, I've seen it already. I'm over it. I'm so over it. So, all right, enough of that. That's all that episode was. That was literally all it was. So we wasted an episode to show everybody something they've seen already. All right. Now, this next episode, again, it's Ahsoka again. This is the last episode. This is episode 6, Resolve. A former Jedi is faced with the truth that they cannot do something they are not. So, this was better than the previous episode. It was semi interesting, but again, we've seen a lot of this. So of course she goes in hiding, and she chooses to not be a Jedi anymore. Of course, you have an asshole who finds out she used to be a Jedi, tells the Empire, and then that's where we have this guy show up and fuck up the whole town and stuff like that, forcing her to become a Jedi and do the right thing. But I'm just kind of like, I feel like we saw that already. And I know, I don't know why I thought this was Revan. I think some people in the comments last time we did Action Film Autopsy were telling us Revan, and I was like, oh, Revan. I was like, wait a minute, timeline wise, that doesn't make sense for this to be Revan. But this is badass generic guy number 5. And I was hoping we'd get a really cool fight scene, but no, just one move, she kills him, that's it. So even the fight wasn't that entertaining. So, and that's it. That's really the end of the season. So hopefully season 2 we get more stories that we haven't seen before. I want to see when we saw Rosario Dawson show up as Ahsoka for the very first time in The Mandalorian season 2, and we seen her mature, badass, but still not perfect in dealing with stuff. And those are the kind of characters we gravitate toward, the characters we root for, because they're not perfect all the time. They go through shit. It was so awesome seeing the action set pieces of Rosario Dawson kicking ass. Like I was like watching this, like this is fucking amazing, right? That's what I want to see moving forward. I want to see that moving forward. I don't want to see enough with prequel era Star Wars prequel Ahsoka. We've been there. We've seen it all. Enough. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. Okay. Just think about it. You have 3 of the best episodes, animated Star Wars episodes ever, filling in the gap, giving a character some depth that the movies did not do. But we had to sneak in baby Ahsoka episode, filling up time. Something else cool could have been there. A training episode, filling up time when something else cool could have been there. Like the last episode is fine. It's okay. But yeah, it's time to move on. I want to see again. Let me know in the comments below if you got or chat right now if we're still getting that live action Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka series. That's what I want to see. I want to see new adventures with her moving forward, even in animated form, as long as it's new. You see where I'm coming from with this? As long as it's new, I'm there. We are there. Me and Lady Fabload are there. We want to, we want to root for this character, and that's what we want to see. But yeah, low budget Revan jobbed out in one move. Hey, what's up, Jax? How you doing? Yeah, we good. I finished all of it, but it was so long ago I don't remember it. I would have to rewatch. I would have to go back. It's been a long time since I've seen all of Clone Wars, but it's time to move on. So hopefully, we will move on. And when he does a season 2, we will see brand new episodes with Ahsoka. That's what I want to see. So Severio says the first and last episodes are kind of weak for me, but the episodes are really good, especially ones with Count Dooku. Yeah, the Count Dooku's the MVP, son. Like when I'm screaming for a Count Dooku series, the writing is phenomenal. All right. But when I'm rolling my eyes at baby Ahsoka, goo goo gaga, ooga da boogity boogity biggity ba, Ahsoka babies, I'm just like, no. let's move on. I'll take it, even in animated form. Let's move on with her. Let's fast forward in time. Let's catch up to older, mature, badass Ahsoka. Let's see that character go on amazing adventures in animated form or live action. Samurai Guy is there. I support that. But no more of this. I'm so over it. I'm over it. So since not every episode was a smash for me, so it kind of offsets the balance. So I'm going to give. You had 3 amazing episodes, like absolutely amazing episodes. Okay, and one episode you didn't need, one episode, and the one that was okay. So I kind of fucked things up. So overall, I'm going to give the season a B. I feel that's a very fair rating. I think that's very fair. Overall, I'm giving it a B. I think it's very entertaining, very well done, and the Dooku episodes save this season, giving us something we've never seen before. So there you go. I'm sure you guys were probably like, man, he's gonna give it like a D. All right. Bob Odinson. I think this Ahsoka series is going ahead. It is a Filoni and Favreau. Okay, good. That's what I want to see.